when I did it, after like, I guess after a week, my symptoms gone completely.
Oh,
Everything
wow.
was under control. Everything was under control. So
How many times were you going to the bathroom before you started G&M?
before it was like 2, 3 times, but it was all diarrhea. But my main issue was pain,
Pain.
like
Yeah.
horrible pain.
Hi, everybody. It is Mike, the Heal Your Gut Guy, and I have a special guest with me today. He is one of my students. He suffered from Crohn's disease. His name is Mehdi, and he's here to share his success story. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us about your symptoms when you first started, and how long did it take for them to get under control, like using German new medicine?
Pills. I mean, the last medicines that I took were Humira, and then after that Remicade. The last one was Remicade.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to put me on something else, Entyvio, something like that, Entyvio. And I was like, no more, I'm done. So at that time, that was 2018. I started diet, Western price diet. So I did that diet for like 2.5 years, something like that. So my symptoms were like on and off, mostly on, mostly on. So again, I mean, there was a lot of patterns in it that I couldn't understand it. I was like following the diet and I had like crazy symptoms, like very, very bad symptoms. I couldn't figure out what was the problem. It was last year I think it was last year, the beginning of last year, when you released German New Medicine. So when I started German New Medicine, at first I was like hesitating. I wasn't sure. I mean, if I can understand this, but I got it. I mean, the concept was easy, to understand. And when I did it, after like, I guess after a week, my symptoms gone completely. Everything was under control. Everything was under control. So
how many times were you going to the bathroom before you started G&M?
Before it was like 2, 3 times, but it was all diarrhea. But my main issue was pain, like horrible pain, and it was diarrhea, like liquid completely, and pain, and like other things also, like fever. I had like night fever sometimes, and sometimes blood too, but mostly was pain. Like pain was killing me. So
and you were on a strict diet and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, at that time I was still following my diet. When I started German New Medicine, I didn't want to change my diet first. Then I saw, okay, my symptoms gone. What happened?
Wow.
So I started
how long did that take? Do you think, like when you started doing G&M?
Oh, like a week.
Like a week?
Wow. A week. Yeah.
That's
insane. In a week, all my symptoms gone. And I mean, I wrote my timeline. I worked only on my timeline. Again, at that time, I wasn't I wasn't a professional like what I am right now. I know a lot about it right now, a lot.
So he's been teaching people in Farsi how to do G&M and get their gut health issues under control the past couple of months.
Yeah,
6 months.
I've been doing it. I mean, when I started G&M, like after like 2, 3 months, I was like, okay, this is the answer. This is the part that's missing, So I started to basically like translating everything, whole German New Medicine in Farsi, and helping other people, just helping, like what you're doing, and just by helping other people, helped me a lot,
It's it helps you understand it better, when you see the patterns in other people's lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually one of the ways. I mean, if you want to be calm in your life, have less stress, one of the way is help other people, if you help other people, you get to that point,
So if I remember correctly, your conflict had to do with work.
Mostly with work. Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly with work. I mean, there was a lot of things, but the major one was work.
Work.
Because I found the pattern like this whenever I change a job, whenever I change a job, job position, like when I meet new people, when I start a new job, a new career, my symptoms get like out of whack, there's no way to control it. No way. So, and again, I mean, the beginning of last year, I started German new medicine, and at the same time, I got in a new position. Good thing it was, I mean, same company that I was in, was working for. So I got a new position, and my symptoms again were out of control. And German new med, GNM basically helped me a lot.
Yeah. So to help people who kind of don't understand GNM, like what is going on here, so the body's like always adapting to stress. And so when we experience a conflict shock, a stressful event that catches us off guard, so Mehdi is like in this new job and, this new environment, it's like a shock to him. He has to digest all this new information, and the body goes, okay, I'll help you. And so it starts to develop extra gut cells.
Yeah.
And then when he finally kind of gets the hang of things and comes to peace with things, like when he goes home, he's like, all right, I'm checking out of work, and the body's like, okay, we don't need these extra gut cells anymore. And it starts to get rid of them. And then that's where the wonderful pain comes from, because we're physically removing flesh. And this process can go on forever, depending on how he feels about his work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then also your symptoms and all the diets and all that stuff is going to stress you out too, if you don't understand what's going on.
That is true. And you basically, sit on tracks, and then tracks remind you, what you had in your past, and all this is happening in your subconscious level.
Yeah.
And you basically cannot do anything about it, if you're not aware of it. If you're not what's happening, if you don't know what's behind it, you just keep suffering yourself, That's basically what happened. So yeah, when I got a new job, my position, my health condition went down. I was in horrible condition, but with German new medicine, I control it. It, and I basically changed this process. Changed basically my, the way that I was looking at it,
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And that's, so the second question, because like, how do you resolve my conflict? I don't know. The first step though is to identify the conflict. And now you have this motivation. It's like, hey, I'm going to crap myself to death if I don't find a way. And your brain's super lazy. It wants to conserve energy, but if you give it the motivation, you put a fire under its butt, it will eventually come figure out a way. And so for you kind of, sounds like you did like some spiritual work. A lot of people use their, whatever religion or their faith to kind of help come to peace with their surroundings. Sometimes it's a practical thing, maybe the job really sucks and you should find a new one. Like it really depends on the situation.
Exactly.
It's usually a little bit of that perception and a practical change at the same time.
Exactly. So it's been more than a year now. I'm doing it. I'm very active, helping other people. Also, hearing from other people, so I basically divided into like categories, So German new medicine, I put it on one side, which you have to follow it. You have to follow the principles.
You're flying blind if you don't understand because it's what the body does.
Exactly. If you don't follow the principles, you're basically in a circle and just
blindly throwing darts at your dartboard.
Exactly. And then another way is you need to somehow calm yourself down, You need to go on the right path, on right frequency. You need to be on right frequency, If you sit on right frequency, you can control basically your tracks, because one goal is I mean, what your main goal is to get to the stage that you feel okay, you're good. I mean, there's no symptoms, but the most important part is to keep it in that stage.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of people, okay, when they start near German new medicine, I mean, they've been doing it even like more than 6 months, but they're like on and off, on and off, on and off. They cannot keep themselves in that stage.
Yeah.
So you need to find something to keep you in that stage. I mean, with that thing, you can follow, again, your principles of German new medicine. You have to follow German new medicine. I mean, there's no way. If you okay, say, okay, I'm doing meditation with German new medicine. If you put German new medicine on the side and just follow meditation, no, you're gonna get symptoms.
Yeah.
If you're a religious person, I'm not saying religious person. If you're just following God, give everything to God, it's going to help you, no doubt about it. But again, if you put your principles away, you're going to get symptoms. You have to follow it.
Yeah, you need, like, someone might have 5 different conflicts going on. Only one of them is causing your digestive issues. So you really need to put your effort into that.
I've seen people who is just, they have only, like you said, only one conflict, only one thing. When they find it, resolve it, they're good. Just was one thing. And they're all also people. I mean, they're dealing with all kind of issues in their life, basically tracks, and conflicts. So those are the people who need to work more, who need to be proactive,
Yeah, and there's just some conflicts that, it's like one thing if you're like going through a divorce and there's like kids involved and there's houses involved and the partner's just being really nasty, like that's just a difficult situation. Like, and you just got to get through it as best as you can and understand like where your symptoms are coming from, so you're not freaking out. And then there's other people where the conflict is over and usually it's just foods and like a couple like bad behavioral patterns that we got to fix. And those people get better really fast. So
if you're like getting your symptoms from your like your work or your partner, I mean, you have harder work to do, there's more you need to do. But if you're I mean, there's even some people, it's just something in their past, I mean, they have like, I don't know, just worry about their husband, just, I mean, there's just worry if their husband gets sick, and it happened in the past, they just worry. I mean, they just always worry all the time,
I've seen it. Like the wife is like worried about the husband, and that's sweet and all, but like every morning it's like, drink your turmeric shake, healthy shake, or you're gonna die of cancer. And and it's like what they think about all day long.
That's what, exactly, because it registered in your subconscious, as long as it's there and it's a track, you have symptoms.
So what were some of the tools that you use to find your tracks? Because I think most people, their symptoms are from their tracks. Things, and tracks are things that remind us of the conflict. So one of my tracks was drinking coffee, because I got in when I was a holistic nutbag, I got in a big fight with an ex-girlfriend because she was drinking coffee, and I was like, you're not taking your health seriously. And so every time I saw coffee, my biology, I didn't think about it, but my biology was like, oh my God, we're going to get into a fight. And I would get symptoms, even though my conscious mind was like totally oblivious for this for a very long time.
You said it many times. Once you get symptoms, first thing that you need to do, get a paper and a pen. First thing, stop thinking about it. You don't need, you cannot, sometimes there's no way to resolve it in your head. Get a paper. First thing, get a paper and a pen, draw a timeline, and start writing down. This is especially for those people who are, I mean, doing GNM and they're active, but they're on and off, and they don't know where their symptoms coming from. So what I usually do, I stop, drawing timeline like a long time ago. So what I do, this is my way.
The main purpose of the timeline is to help you find like the original conflict. And that's important because the tracks are related to that original conflict.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Like when you started, you have to put it, you have to create your timeline, there's no way to do it without timeline.
Mine wasn't easy, but for other people, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see sometimes people just write, pages and pages of timeline, So, but when I get symptoms, what I usually do, right now it's like rare if I get symptoms because I keep myself on the right frequency, and I tell you that later, how that thing works, from what are my beliefs, So that's how I do it. Like create some circles, main circles, like these are the circles. And like, I'm sure you cannot see it. Like this one is wife, this one is work, money, home, politics, friends, car, This is just a sample.
These are things that could possibly make you a little stressed.
Basically, these are your main subjects, main titles in your life, what your main things, money, money, what's related to money, my bank account.
Our lizard brain is trying to digest these things. I like it how they're like little Pac-Man things floating around.
Oh yeah. So, and then I write these and then start from like this one, first one, like I said, work. And then I start writing down, okay, what I'm thinking, what's in my head.
This is real. I like this a lot.
How am I suffering myself? What am I dealing with? What's in my head from work? Because if I have symptom, I have pain, there is something, there's definitely something. And just while you're doing it, listen to your body. Just listen to it. Because as soon as you find it, you feel the reaction. That's how I am. As soon as I see it, I feel the reaction. So like from my work, I put like commute, like comparing, I would like compare myself with my coworkers, that's one of that was one of my huge tracks, just comparing, and speaking to Mike, not you, another Mike, and like this is one of them that I found out, like gift card. What was gift card? Like, do you want me to explain that?
Like somebody would give you a gift and you were
like there was a raffle. There was a raffle like I was like 2-3 months ago, and between like 100 workers, and I won one of those gift cards. So they pulled out 3 names. I was one of them. So I was okay, happy. I'm gonna get a gift card, but called my boss after a week. Where's my gift card? No answer. 2 weeks. Where's my gift card? No answer. So the gift card itself, the issue, the anger that I was carrying became my track. I didn't know what it was registered in my subconscious. So that's how I actually find it. So write down, and then I put like gift card. I was like, okay, really, you're getting symptoms from this, and then I resolved it. With your techniques. I resolved it easily. So again, money. I put like last paycheck, like stock market, Then you just basically keep writing down till you find it, Sometimes, this circle can become like you can add branch more circles to just this circle. Exactly. You can branch it off. Yeah. So that's how I find my tracks.
Yeah. And that's a great way to do it, because that's how your brainstem sees these things. It's just like little things that I can eat.
Yep.
And digest and absorb.
And some people just write about them, they just keep writing.
And I really like how you visualize it, because these are like little like thoughts like bouncing around in your head. Yeah. And only so many thoughts can bounce around in your head in a day. And there's a handful of them that are causing your digestive symptoms.
That's true.
So yeah, I really like, that's really cool way to do it.
Yeah, that's my technique. And like I said, I just write down very short word or sentences, just to bring it on paper, You have to put it on paper. You have to see it, you have to hear it.
Yeah. It's very hard to be analytical in while not writing something down. Like you have to write something down to be analytical
Yeah.
about something. Your
Yeah.
brain just can't do it.
As long as it's your brain, you cannot see your enemy,
Yeah.
You cannot see it. You don't know where that is, but once you put it on paper, you see your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you read it, and then you hear,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier to deal with it, way easier.
So what was your transition like? Because you were eating like a very clean, like Weston A. Price diet, which is like an ancestral diet. How long did it take you to kind of just be like, all right, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, or how did that work for you?
Like 6 to 8 months.
Oh,
6 months. Let's say
okay,
6
so
months.
it took you a while to kind of just
Yeah, it took me.
let go of the
Well,
diet
actually,
stuff.
yeah, it took me a while because I don't know, I was still picky on food, for a long time.
It's
And then,
easy to get good food in Sacramento too. So
oh yeah, it's very
yeah.
very easy.
Oh
So,
yeah, not to tell everybody where you live, but yeah.
but right now I am not picky. I have to eat my hamburger every weekend.
There you go.
I have to drink my soda every weekend, even
Mm-hmm.
weekdays. Sometimes we have more than it. I mean, once a week, like
Mm-hmm.
3-4 times. I drink my, I don't know, tea. I eat my ice cream. I eat any kind of fruit, vegetables. I even eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Not much, but like lettuce. Tomato, cucumber. I mean, I'm fine with those. A lot of people have issue with those.
Yeah.
Like I had issue with them actually. So
yeah, what were your foods that you thought were just the worst? Because you were on a Weston A. Price diet a lot, and people can tend to
raw
really
vegetable.
misstru, just like, were you eating starches when you were doing Weston A. Price?
Yes,
You
I
were.
was doing starches.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys can actually buy
Rice.
sourdough bread near you guys. So
Yeah. Sourdough bread, and I was actually making my own sourdough bread
oh
every
wow,
week. Yeah. I'm like a pro now in making it.
it's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm no baker or cook, so
Yeah, I'm still baking it, but it's a good bread. I eat bread, rice, all kind of meat, no raw vegetable at all, no raw fruit at all.
no raw fruit even.
Not even raw fruit,
Wow. Okay.
especially the sour ones,
Yeah.
I couldn't eat sour at all. But
Hmm.
right now, I'm totally fine. I mean, I even eat like pickles, vinegar, Vinegar is one of those things that people usually react to it like,
Yeah.
fast, they
Yeah.
can't handle that. Vinegar, spicy food, oily food, fatty food, those
Yeah.
are things, and raw vegetables. But no, I have all those right now.
Okay, so you were kind of like more of like this kind of like slow transition back onto like what you just eat whatever.
Right now, yeah, I just eat whatever. I mean, I even go like Costco. Like yesterday, I went to Costco, got a hot dog.
I haven't had a Costco hot dog yet, so I
Yeah,
need to do that.
really, you should go there.
Yeah.
$1.50.
Yeah, I saw it on the news the other day, and I was just like, because the hot dogs in Europe aren't, they're different, but they're not an American hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
American hot dog is different. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about this at all, but wasn't your wife having acne or something like that?
Yeah, she had that. She's better right now.
Yeah.
We had a conversation, and me and you, and she was actually here with us, and you said that, the what's causing it, and she basically changed her job after that, and
She felt like she was being attacked by like a coworker
exactly.
or her boss.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
from coworkers mostly. Yeah, from
Okay.
coworkers. Yeah, and then after she changed her position, and another reason was the job that she had. It wasn't her favorite. It wasn't her favorite job. She didn't like it.
Yeah.
So once she changed her job, most of her symptoms went away. So she's
Okay.
way better now.
So she had acne like all over her body,
or mostly here,
mostly
and her back.
Okay, on
her back was full. Yeah,
her back was bad. Okay.
Yeah,
and so it was just feeling attacked.
Exactly.
From her job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And her face sometimes, but mostly here.
Okay.
Her back, yeah. What she's on.
And she didn't have acne her whole like it just came up out of nowhere after.
No, she didn't have any acne. I mean, it started like, I don't know, like 3-4 years ago, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's way better now.
Wow, you guys did a great job at like making practical changes to solve these things.
Yeah, I mean, GNM, it changes your life. I mean, your lifestyle will change, you know. Because you need to basically, you don't need to change anything around you, you know. You don't need to, you're the one who has to change, you know.
Yeah.
You need to work on yourself. You need to get to the point. You need to be open, you know, and get to the point that you feel you're the source of everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, I mean, forget changing other people. You cannot change other people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. But see how you can change your vision, you know, the way that you're looking at things.
Yeah. When you rely on like external circumstances to determine like whether you're happy or not, like you're in for a rough ride. And you know, there's a, you know, if you're sitting in a fire, get out of the fire. You know, there's like obvious changes and we need to change our environment. But at the end of the day, it's like the way you perceive the world is responsible for, you know, a lot of, you know, what special programs get turned on and off.
So I remember
sometimes it's a perception and sometimes it's like quitting your job and finding a new one. It just depends. Exactly. But like a lot of people have good jobs, but they just perceiving it in like a like a horrible way.
Fight or flight one. Always fight or flight one. Yeah.
Like I know people who get paid like $100 an hour and like, you know, their coworkers are doing stupid things, but like it's just like make up your mind, you know.
Yeah. You have the best job. You're making the high, you're getting the highest rate. You shouldn't be worried at all, you know. Don't worry about anything. Just go with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was in the beginning of the German New Medicine, and I had a class with you, the private ones, and you told me if you believe in God, I mean, even one person, you can make it 100%. You know, you can change it to 100%. And at that time, I mean, God, I mean, my beliefs were very, how to say it, blurry, you know, at that time. So I work on it, and it became to one of the most important things in my life right now, you know? Yeah. And I want to say that, I mean, there's a frequency in this world, you know, there's a frequency vibration, hold this word, I mean, universe, it's on vibration, frequency. Look at all these stars, look at all these planets, you know, they are on a right frequency and vibration. See how they're oriented. And this frequency, I mean, for us people, most people call it God, you know. Some people call it chakras, some people call it chitta. I think Indian call it chitta. There's all different names, but you need to be on the right frequency, you know. Like I said, for most of us it's God. I mean, if you go with that, if you find God, you know, you just give everything to him, you know. And what else I want to say? Oh, if you belong to a religion, you know, if you have a religion, just go with it. Just read those books. I mean, if you're Christian, just read Bible. If you're Muslim, read Quran, you know. If you're Hindu, just read your books, you know. The answer is there. You need to set some beliefs for yourself, you know, and you should, I mean, and you should do everything for your beliefs, you know. Have some beliefs, create and form them, you know. Basically create and form your world view, you know. What's your view on this world? And live based on those beliefs. So like for me, like I said in one of your live videos, like I got my answers in Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism is it's a first monotheist religion. It's very, very old religion. I just read those books and then, I mean, found out a lot of good beliefs in it. Like, what are they? Good thoughts. I mean, like it always says, good thoughts, good words, good deeds. So, okay, those are mine. That means what? If I'm boring, I don't believe God,
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing something wrong, okay, I don't believe God, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe God,
Mm-hmm.
So, so everything starts with bad thoughts, So
Yeah.
if you believe on those beliefs, you do everything from that. Another thing for me was respect. I was like, I need to respect to everyone, even people who are bothering me. I need to respect them.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like me. If they don't like me, I need to respect them.
Yeah.
And put them on the side. Okay, I don't need to know the answer why you don't like me. I just respect you and put you on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I set my beliefs, and like I said, I do everything for it. And another thing really helped me was mysticism of Rumi. I don't know, have you heard about Rumi? Rumi was a poet and mystic. 13th century actually poet. So he said, Rumi believed, I wrote it down, it's a short sentence. Rumi believed passionately in the use of music, poetry, and dance as a path to reach God. So Rumi helped me a lot.
Okay.
And by just thinking of those things, just like I said, just be open, respect others. I came to a conclusion that God can be in any shape, I came to a conclusion that there's no procedure to pray God. There's absolutely no procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's I don't know, like 100 religions in this world,
Yeah.
They're all right. They're all saying the right thing,
Yeah.
None of them is better than other, they're all saying the right thing. You need to be open, learn, respect others, you need to learn how to be wise in this kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
It helps you a lot. It helps you a lot. So
yeah, I see religion and faith create a lot of conflict in people, like a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a lack of understanding. It's a bastardization of the religion, just through the churches today. And because I see a lot of Christians, but like at its core, it's telling you to go into the peace, to choose the peace, to choose the peaceful situation, to forgive others, and to forgive yourself. And what's a lot of people's biggest fear is to fear death. Whether it is you're going to go to heaven, you're not going to be fearful of, when just random things. Maybe you're a Viking, you're not going to fear death because you're going to go to Valhalla, and that lets you run into battle and not be afraid,
Not be afraid. Yeah.
So it's, usually if your religion is causing you a stressful situation, there's probably you're probably looking at it from the wrong angle.
I've seen people, you cannot even talk about other religion,
Yeah.
Like, do you, in their comments, you see all weird things. What are you protecting? Ask yourself.
Yeah.
You're protecting God, or you're the one who needs God's protection. Yeah. Always ask yourself, God doesn't need your protection.
Yeah.
You don't need to attack to other people for their beliefs, Just find your way, Just find your way. Like I said, absolutely, there's no that's what I believe in right now. There's no procedure. If you find God, you can find it in any shape.
Mm-hmm.
Look at other religion. Hindus, I don't know, Sikhism, there are all kind of religions in this world, and they're all saying the right thing.
Yeah. The more at peace you are, you can't avoid these conflict shocks. They're just stressful things that turn your life upside down. But if you focus on going into peace, and you have faith that your God or your faith is gonna have your back and keep you safe, you shut these programs off before they can do damage.
Well, exactly. And if you don't, even if you don't some people don't even, don't believe in God right now.
Yeah.
You see all those people.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe it, that's fine. You can find some beliefs,
Find a way to make peace with the world.
Yeah.
Or with your surroundings.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
You can definitely find that. And another thing that really helped me, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Once you start German new medicine, if you can, shut TV, news, and social media in the beginning.
Oh boy.
If you can't do it, I'm doing it right now. I mean, there's no TV, there's no news, there's no social media. I deleted all my social medias. No personal Instagram, it's gone. Facebook, I just only have your page, nothing else. And
so if you look at this, I'm really glad you brought that up. So if you look at this like from like a numbers point of view, every new stimuli that comes into your life has a potential to be a positive stimulus, but most of them are negative. Like, let's be honest, most of them are negative because that's how you get someone's attention. You tell them they're going to die or they're going to lose all their money or something. So if you cut off TV, if you cut off social media, like you're like the number of stimuli, the things prodding you in your life literally go from like 5,000 things a day to like 500.
500, that's true.
Like something like that. Like, what are you going to, like, you're going to get stimulated by like a magazine ad or something, or like a book. Like it's just like the wild west on your phone when it comes to stimulus. Like the YouTube videos and the titles and the thumbnails, what someone says in a comment. I mean, there's so many. You're just putting it's great if someone has control over their emotions, but I mean it's exhausting.
In comment section,
it's just best to avoid it.
Exactly. If you can avoid it, cut it, shut it down. You don't need that news. You don't need it. You can't do anything about it. Just
can't
shut
do
it
nothing
down.
about it.
Yeah. And like comment sections, sometimes you see the nastiest things in
it's nasty in there.
Yeah. Very nasty. And not just that. I mean, sometimes you get, just by you're seeing your friends and family. Listen to that. I mean, and you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, just by seeing your friends and family, you don't know what's happening to you. You get symptoms from them.
Yeah, you can
just by seeing those, like even like very old.
I remember
old
what
friends,
they did to me. How could they have done that? And yep. You not getting a message or getting a message. It's like this wild west of emotions on our personal devices. So I'm glad you brought that up. Reduce the number of things you're being stimulated by. Like it's like a cattle rod.
Yeah, like a lot of people. I mean, when I tell them, okay, cut, stop watching news. So how? I need to know what's happening in this. I want to know why do you want to know that? Yeah. What's around you? What you can do about it?
Yeah. Yep.
If I don't know if there's, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to go deep in it, because it's gonna create a lot of subjects. So
cool. All right. Well, so no, I think we shared a lot of great information, but to kind of sum it all up, identify the conflict. And then, then you have to start making some sort of changes in your life, whether it's a physical change or whether it's a perception change. It's usually a little bit of both. And then, you ride out the healing symptoms. Yeah. It's really that straightforward.
Oh yeah.
Find the tracks.
Find the tracks. Yeah. The basics. Don't forget those. Yeah. And a lot of times we need to find the root, a lot of times we need to find the root. What is the root? Yeah. Maybe I am jealous, maybe it's the jealousy. A lot of times it's jealousy. Yeah. To be honest with you, a lot of times the issue that how we react to things is coming from jealousy. Yeah. Yeah. So it's something you probably obsess about, like that's dominating your thoughts. And for me, that's always been women, for sure. Like my relationship issues and stuff like that. They've always, like, I could be getting shot at by Russians and I'm like more worried about like a breakup or something like that. Yeah.
And then the next thing on the list is my ambitions, like on how to grow on YouTube and all that stuff. So
Yep.
for me, that's where I start to look for like what my conflict is. For other people, it's something different.
Yep. Sometimes it's hatred, you know, just
yeah,
it's just hating. Why are you hating him? You know, just find the root. What's the reason why I hate this guy? Why I hate this country? Why I hate this religion? Why? What's the reason?
It's a belief
Why?
that you have.
Yeah.
How did that belief get there? Did a traumatic event cause that belief?
Exactly. You need to find, I mean, just work
You gotta
on it to
find
find
it
the root.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And then change it. If you find the belief, then change it. You can change it to a very good thing, beautiful thing, you know, very beautiful thing.
And so to give you guys an example of a way that I did this, so I would get really frustrated with YouTube comments. You know, someone's asking a question and it's a little off. Oh, you're an idiot. Are you even watching my videos? You know, like that's how I would feel inside. But then I asked myself, how do I answer comments enjoyably? And my brain just goes, oh, all right, well, let's figure it out. And it's like, okay, this is a potential customer. This person is helping me in the YouTube algorithm. Hey, it took me months to figure this stuff out. Like, how dare he ask a question? Like, don't be a jerk, answer the question. Like, it's just like such a little thing. Like it could change so fast.
Yeah. Yep. It can change so fast. That's true.
So any last words?
I guess I covered most of the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for taking the time to do this. And
thank you for everything. Well, I always tell to my people, there are less than 10 people in my life who change, my life. I can say you're one of them.
Oh, thank you so much. That means
without any doubt, you are one of them.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad this will help a lot of people. So